Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
There we are. Hello, Garden City and all our surrounding neighbors. Hello to Westland, Canton, Dearborn Heights, Dearborn. Hello to Livonia, Redford, Schuster, Taylor, and Romulus. Got to mention Romulus tonight.
Okay.
Welcome to episode number 732 of the Garden City Community Chance Show. It is Tuesday, April 2nd.
You're breaking up, Kenny.
What?
You're breaking up.
I'm breaking up.
That's better.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. We're so happy you could be with us tonight. We hope that you're all safe and doing well. I am your host, Kerry, and also joining me tonight, former Garden City Councilman Mike Jones. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great, Kerry.
Awesome. Tonight, we're happy to have John Thiede from the Hook and Ladder Theater Company located in Romulus, Michigan. So please stay tuned for that to find out more about this interesting venue. You're going to be surprised. And Joe Bartley's back with another installment of Tax Talk with more information for you during this tax season. And then, Mike, you're going to close out the show with some community events and announcements. So stay tuned. We have a lot
bunch of them
tonight.
Got a bunch of them.
Yeah, a bunch. Now, let me mention real quick, if you're watching us live on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and post your questions and comments in our comments section. You can find us live right now on Facebook at facebook.com/GCChat. And over on our YouTube channel, just search for the Garden City Community Chat Show. And if you notice up in the upper corner, take your camera out and scan the QR code. That takes you right to our YouTube channel. Nice and easy for you. And we'll be showing that throughout the show. You can also email your questions to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com. And we'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. Remember, we're not here to promote just our community, but yours as well. And speaking of community, if your community organization or business has any events, announcements, or cancellations that you'd like to get out to our listeners, what do you think they should do, Mike?
Gee, I don't know. How about email us?
Yeah, that'd probably be the best. Email the details to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on Facebook, and Mike will be more than happy to pass that information along as well. Remember, you're always welcome to come on the show, promote your community, business, or organization anytime. We also encourage any local business to check out and join the Garden City Business Alliance. See what great things they can do for you. For more information, head on over to the GardenCityBusinessAlliance.org. Okay, before we get to our guests, let me mention real quick that the next City Council meeting will be Monday, April the 6th at 7 p.m. in the council chambers located at 6000 Middle Belt Road. These meetings are a good way for you to get involved and voice any concerns you may have as well. Also, I got a quick program note. Mark your calendars for April because we have some great guests coming up. On April 9th, we have our good friend Kim Marquette from the Straight Farmhouse Museum. She'll be here with a plethora of events for you. And on April 6th, guest will be Douglas third grade teacher Michelle Turk and Heather Lundgren. You may recall her class interviewed me about podcasting, and she'll be here to talk about their podcast that they're doing called Turk Talk. April 23rd, State Representative Dylan Wagella will be here. Get us caught up on the latest news in Lansing and answer your questions. And then to close out the month of April, Garden City Mayor Mark Jacobs is going to be here with some community updates for us. So we've got a busy April. And then going into May, on May 7th, we're going to have Wayne County Commissioner David Kanisak on.
Wow.
So some really good shows coming up, and we hope that you'll be able to join us. All right, let's introduce our guest for tonight. He is from the Hook and Ladder Theater Company. Please welcome John Thiede. Let's bring him on. John, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
We're doing great, Staying warm. Up and down, right?
Tomorrow's supposed to be nice.
Yeah. opening day. So,
Opening day.
yes, sir. We're looking forward to that. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself first before we get into the venue, okay?
Yeah, okay. My name's John Thiede. I'm a lifelong resident of the city of Romulus. So to me, it was a no-brainer to put my theater in the city I grew up in. I was a career firefighter, and hence the name Hook and Ladder. I was lucky enough to get an old fire station. I've been acting for years. I started out at Second City Theater, which was down in Hockeytown. Got lucky and got an agent through there, and started doing a lot of print jobs, and I got a good chance. I was on All My Children in 2007. I played a Pine Valley cop, and then I got to do a few local things around here. An episode on the Weather Channel. They had a show when weather changed history. Done a couple horror shorts. I was just in a local film that was produced by a local director called The Daughters of the Domino, and it's making its way across Michigan and all the Midwest. It was sold out at the Imagine Theater, so it's starting to pick up traction.
Wow.
So it's and in theater, I've been doing a lot of theater. So basically, it was time to get my own theater, just to push the performing arts.
Yeah, you're a busy guy, that's for sure.
I can be sometimes, yeah.
How long you been a firefighter?
40 years, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Wow.
I've been with the city of Romulus for 40 years, and it's came to an end. And it's beneficial that obviously retirement. I planned on retiring. I actually today was my anniversary date. I'm putting in my papers, so I'll be gone in the summer. I only got a few more months to go. Wrapping up a great career, and I was going to do the theater full time, but then I happened to land a job in the city of Belleville as their new fire chief. So I'll be starting that probably when I retire. And it's a nice, easy schedule. A lot of young kids on that department. So I'm going to be doing that a few days too with the theater. So I guess you can never get rid of the bug on both parts. I've been fortunate to have a great career as a firefighter and for like 29 years, theater and acting. So.
Wow. Well, congrats, and thank you for your service. Okay.
I appreciate it.
So, John, for those that may not be familiar, what is the Hook and Ladder Theater Company, and how did the idea come to life?
So once I said the Hook and Ladder Theater Company is in Romulus at 35255 Goddard. It's an old fire station. It was actually a fire station from 1952 to 1980. And then over the years, and you can see some pictures that you put up, it had little businesses in it. The last thing it was a motorcycle repair shop. And then the side you're looking at right now was just vacant. They were going to put a coffee shop in and a small bakery, and that never really happened. So the building sat. The city of Romulus did some improvements on it. They've been a great partner. And when the RFP came in, I said, hey, I think I want to get my hometown, have a theater that starts our downtown district in the city of Romulus. We have no performing arts. I was fortunate to have theater in high school in Romulus, and that program no longer exists. And we're going to try to start that back. But I did this in 2025, and I brought, as you know, the Zimmermans in. I know you know Lee and Joe.
Oh, yeah.
And, I knew Joe from the Inspire Theater in Westland, and I knew his talent for building things. And so I actually brought him to this location. I said, hey, can we put a nice little intimate theater in here? And he was pretty confident that we could build a theater. And then the thing was, what play do we choose? We had to choose a play that would fit on 25.5 feet wide by about 20 feet deep with a small backstage. And an acting buddy that I know, Dave Zolotarchuk, he was the first guy I could think of to actually direct. And so we picked the popular play, Neil Simon, Barefoot in the Park. We casted it. He auditioned for 2 nights, and these actors came into this building that still had grease on the floor from the motorcycle repair shop. And they accepted their roles. They signed their contract. And I had little drawings on a marker board, a poster board, that what the theater was going to look like, and 2 sections with seats, and guaranteed them that there would be a theater here. And the actors from Barefoot in the Park took the role, signed their contracts, and those people helped this theater get off the ground. I besides obviously family and friends, but I could have done it without the Zimmermans and Dave and all the cast and crew of Barefoot in the Park in the city of Romulus. They were there on weekends, after rehearsals, during rehearsals, building this place. We put the seats together. I drove to Indiana and got the seats, and it's by the comfiest roomiest seats that you'll ever have. And to see a play in this place is just unbelievable. You can see Joe's talent for building. So the Barefoot in the Park cast put this together. And Jeff from Belleville hooked up the lights for us. I got the lights from Tennessee. Lynn Fisher from the Inspire Theater in Westland gave us the curtains. So it was a whole big group effort in this theater.
It takes a village.
What's that?
It takes a village.
It does. It does. And so, like I said, I owe everything to these people who got this dream up for me. So,
Yeah,
What's your capacity?
we put about 50 in there. And we could put some seats on the floor. So a nice intimate crowd between 50 and 55 is ideal.
Okay.
And everything we've done really have sold out. We opened with Barefoot in the Park. We had Rocky Horror Live for 3 shows. They're coming back this year. We booked them again. We had improv comedy show. We had The Plate for Christmas, which was a British panto comedy. It was a Christmas Carol spoofed in a Wild West saloon. So that area right here you're looking at right now is the stage, and then all the set goes right there. We had Miscast Cabaret, which was a bunch of college kids singing songs. So we are just blessed to have directors from all over wanting to come to our theater, and actors. Everybody who comes in this theater can't believe what it looks like and how comfortable it is and how big our lobby space is. And in 2 weeks, we go into rehearsal for the Trip to Bountiful. Paul Bruce, director, is directing that play. We have the last 5 years in July. We have Rumors in August, and October we're booked with Rocky Horror Live and a lot of Halloween stuff.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're getting booked out way the whole year's almost booked. So
that's the seats really look comfortable. I'll tell you that.
There's a lot of legroom. Our motto is where everybody has a good seat. And
Nice.
we're starting to sell for a fundraiser the arms. You can get a gold tab with a name on it, like in memory of somebody or anything you want to put your business name on. And those are starting to sell for a fundraiser, and people are picking the seats they want to put them in. So,
oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
How many plays you put on a year?
Well, like I said, we started in October, and already we have run over 1,000 people through the theater, and we probably have run as many as we can. So right now, starting in January, we already did 3, and it's gonna have probably 5 more for the year. So we're gonna actually have 3 production companies in there in April and May and June, all vying for days in that theater to have rehearsal time while the next one gets their play up. And the whole month of May is booked in June for rehearsals. And it's just crazy right now. It's a good dilemma to have, believe me.
Yeah, it's a good crazy.
Yeah.
So you have a problem getting actors to try out?
No, not at all. People, some of these, so when we book a production, if it's a hook and ladder production like the Trip to Bountiful is, Paul Bruce actually pre-casted that. He handpicked a lot of the actors that he knew. I was fortunate that I get a small role in it, but we have had auditions, and we've had a lot of people show up. So sometimes if we book a director from another production company, we set some kind of deal with them, and they may do an audition or they may bring their own cast. So I know the play Rumors is going to have auditions in April. So if anybody's interested in that Neil Simon play, I believe April 27th, 28th, 29th will be auditions at our theater. And the last 5 years is already casted. It's only a 2-person play. So the director is, they're going to actually act, and it's a musical. It's a cool musical.
Well, you know, the Firehouse is so unique. How does a concept influence the production or the overall experience for the audience? I know it's quite intimate.
Yeah, it's quite intimate. You can see in the one picture, the one bay door still rolls up. So basically, we're going to actually put a sitting wall out there, and the door can actually roll up, and that's our lobby area. But I think you just walk into the history of that building, and you see the bay doors, you see the high ceilings, you see the beams going across. You can see a little door on the top that you could imagine maybe straw or hay was up there for horses back in the day. And you imagine there's a fire truck sitting right there where those people are standing at one time. And there's our concession area in the lobby. But I don't know if it influences. I think it's the name and the history of that building. That when you come into there, it's an old firehouse, and then you walk into the theater side and say, "Oh my God, there's a theater." A lot of people walk into this area here where the entrance is at and think that's the theater, and it's like they don't realize how big that is. And you can see everything on the wall in that picture is everything we've done. So everything we do, we have a cast photo, signatures that goes on the wall. So we're making our way around that wall because we've had probably 10 or 11 things since we opened in October. We're just getting people that want to come in and do things. We're going to do some contests, some acting classes. But it's just it's a cool old building. And when you see pictures of it in the firehouse days, which we do have in there, and there's fire gear hanging and old helmets and an old phone from the 50s on the wall. Like you can just picture yourself that, hey, here we are in a firehouse. And you can see the set for an improv troupe in the middle. And a couple plays right there that's been going on.
You can see how close the audience is there.
Yeah, it's probably best seats in the house. We like to tell stories that ignite that stage.
Stadium seating too. I like that.
Yeah, it's really comfortable too. I mean, you can go up in a second, third, fourth, fifth row, and people can pass by you without you standing up. That's how comfortable. That's how the Zimmermans built that. Joe and Lee, that they're just amazing. And the construction of those seats, so sturdy, and the leg room and the size of it is just unbelievable. They just did a great. I can't express what a great job they did.
Yeah, they are very committed to the theater. I know that, and
they are very committed. Everybody from that Barefoot cast is, and anybody who comes in just cannot stress enough how much they want to come back. And that's on this new play. Paul Bruce, he was pretty well known for being a critic of plays, of doing a review on them, and then directed himself. And I wanted him so bad in my theater, and I didn't think he would do one of our size. And he was trying to think of a play to pitch to me, and I just wanted him in there. And I finally got lucky enough to have the Trip to Bountiful, and I get to be in it. So, I try to steal everything from every director because I want to direct eventually myself. So I always try to steal something small and say, I can use that as a director, because you want to always learn from people.
You have to pay for rights, right, for that?
And we do. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have to pay for rights. Musicals are a little bit more. Popular plays are a little bit more. But, every dollar we make goes into the theater. So basically, every production's paying for the next one. A lot of the rights for any play, because we're doing either 1 weekend or 2 weekends, 6 to 8 shows. And just for an example, the rights for this show we're doing was $975. So obviously we need to sell out and everything to get that money back and then put into the next production.
And ticket prices average what?
We usually do 15 and 20. 20 is our max. Seniors, military students, first responders get a $15 rate.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Very, very reasonable.
Yes, very reasonable. We're going to come up with a package too, where you would pay for either 3 or 4 shows and get one free. So, wow. And then once a month, we actually do a horribly horror movie night. So if you remember like Svengoolie or The Ghoul, one of my workers, Kevin, there was a theater somewhere in Oakland County that would do these horribly horror movies, real cheesy movies, and a lot of them are in the public domain. So Kevin is responsible for that. And we are getting people from Toledo, Cleveland, Monroe, Waterford, because it's a following. And we have a nice, cool logo on that. And it's got a machete and a hook, but it's a real bad horror movie. People could scream at the actors. We just did Mantos, The Hand of Fate. And I believe we have a local, I want to say David Hayes is local guy, and he is doing about a killer rabbit in April, and he's actually going to be there for a question and answer. And so he directed and filmed the movie. So that's once a month, and everything is on hookandladder.ludus.com or our Facebook page. But the tickets, you can go on that site and see everything we have coming up.
So starting and running a theater isn't easy. I know that. What have been some of the biggest challenges? And also, what are the most rewarding moments so far?
I think the biggest challenge, was getting it off the ground. And as I stated, that Barefoot in the Park cast stepped up. Trying to fill the seats. I mean, we have been so fortunate that, like I said, the city of Romulus has supported up our mayor, our council. Our mayor pro tem is at almost every show. And without the support of the DDA and the city of Romulus. But it's just the patrons that return to come see everything different because we're so diverse. Where most theaters do comedies and musicals, we're doing the horror movie, we're doing comedy, we're doing drama. This is a nice drama, and it's going to bring tears to your eyes. And so we're just reaching out and doing any kind of play because, a lot of people, when they do theater, they want to see something popular. And if they never heard of a play, they don't want to go see it. But if you never heard of this play, which was a Cicely Tyson movie, you're going to miss something, if you never heard of it, because it's got a great cast, it's got a great director, and it's got a great story. And if you never heard of a play, you shouldn't let that stop you from going to see something if you're really in the performing arts.
Right, right.
The actors, put in 2 to 3 months of rehearsal, and they give the best show. And it's just something intimate where you, like you said, you sit so close, you're 2 feet from the actors, and sometimes, you're in that scene, those actors can put you on that stage with them and feel, this one's probably going to touch a lot of people because it affects a lady who is getting Alzheimer's, and she wants to go home to her house that's not there. And so she gets on a bus and goes to Houston. And I play a sheriff that is supposed to hold her for her son, but she talks me into taking her to the house. So, that's going to hit home to a lot of people who experience parents with that issue. And it's going to bring a lot of tears to people's eyes. That's for sure.
It's really great to have the community and the council and everyone backing you too. I mean, that's a great feeling.
That's a big plus. That is. Yep. Yeah,
right.
That's the joy. And like I said, to see the people's faces, to hear no negative comments, just to hear positive stuff every time on how great the theater is. It's amazing. It's a lot of people just can't believe that it's a theater right there. So, and that's the rewarding thing. And we're staying busy. People want to perform there. People want to direct there. People want to hold events in our lobby. We just had a karaoke night for kids where Broadway Our Way rented the lobby. We have a graduation party. You can do a baby shower. You can do a birthday. And you get to like the theater aspect of it.
That's awesome. We got quite a few people in there watching. I just wanted to make sure I don't miss any of their questions. Michael Bingo says, congratulations on your retirement. Staying busy is good.
That's the key, staying busy.
Yeah. Annette McNeil, she goes, wow, 40 years is a long time for that job. Congrats.
And I'm only 32.
Let me see. How you do that, math? Oh, that's good. Lisa Shore, I learned about Hook and Ladder Theater Company on Facebook in January and have attended 3 shows.
I remember Lisa. Yep.
That's awesome.
And we appreciate Lisa.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Appreciate that. Mrs. Chat, she says, Lee and Joe Zimmerman and Len Fisher are great.
Lynn, I'll tell you what, obviously the Zimmermans are great, great friends. And Lynn Fisher, I've done a lot of theater for Lynn, and he taught me a lot of things. I really learned a lot under Lynn Fisher. And like I said, he donated our curtains, which we drastically needed that we couldn't buy. And we started, and he was so generous to do that. And I know if I ever have a theater question, I could always pick Lynn's brain. He's not afraid to tell you, but he's another one at the Inspire Theater. If you've never been to the Inspire Theater, you're definitely missing something because Lynn Fisher and all the actors at the Inspire and that crew, they put on a great performance every time. Lynn, that's his main goal, is the audience is satisfied, and I've never been dissatisfied with anything at the Inspire as an actor or come in and volunteer my time as an usher. It's a cool place to perform. And if you're missing it, I mean, theater, there should be no rivalries in theater. Everyone should just be able to go out to theater and support each other and see the talent that's in this area. The directors, the actors, and it's a nice way to spend 2-3 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Len is a great guy. He's been on our show several times, and he does a great job.
He does a great job. I mean, he's a great director, and I consider him a good friend too.
At Mr. Gary Hollis says yes, lots of history in that building.
Yeah, he used to be. He's actually a fire captain too. His dad was a longtime Romulus fire captain.
Oh, thanks a lot. Now this is a good one here, Jerry Thorne. I don't know. You know Jerry Thorne from Party Animal Level?
I do not.
Well, he wants you to contact him, and he brings the seniors and everyone
Wow, we do a great senior discount rate. We have some seniors in Huron, so we would love to. This trip to Bountiful would be a great play for the seniors. We do a matinee, and
Yeah.
we give a great group rate too. So we would drop that down to 10. Sometimes I like to give away a lot of free tickets, and people beat me up for that because I just want to see people in our seats. So
Make sure you contact Jerry at Party Animal Travel.
yeah, I mean, he can contact me at that number right on the screen.
As well, right? Yeah, Jerry, write that number down right there.
Yeah.
Lee Zimmerman's in there. Says hi, everyone.
There she is, my president of my fan club right there.
Let's see. I don't want to miss anyone. There's a lot of people in there. Oh yeah. My wife is telling Lisa Hicks Clayton she's with Dearborn Heights Treasurer.
Oh yeah.
She's Axe, so she's probably wants to know there's a new theater in Romulus she can check out.
Well, this play coming up in June would be a great play for everybody, and I would love to give you guys some tickets. So
awesome.
Yes,
it looks awesome. Michael Bingo. Lee says we love Hook and Ladder Company. Yes, we do too. Awesome.
That's the Zimmerman's logo right here.
Jerry Hollis says, congratulations on your adventure. We have shared some of the same smoke.
We have.
Yeah, I bet. Wow. A lot of years. Lee loves Inspired Theater as well. Yep.
I love the Inspired Theater also.
Lisa Shore. Thanks, she says. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, now, I did want to touch on, you mentioned that you got a book that you're going to have published soon.
I do. It's actually right here. It's Flames and Curtains. There I am in some attire of knickers when I did the play that goes wrong. But so basically, it's kind of in the first responder field. PTSD is a big thing that fire and police personnel and military personnel do. All my years as a captain, I don't think I ever worried about losing one of my firefighters on duty. It's losing somebody off duty, because we see it all the time, and it's a problem. So. Long story short, I did a story and somebody encouraged me to put this down in writing. And so I did. So I wrote a book, not in any kind of order of my career. I did it like in a style of a vignette, like a play, little short stories of my whole career of balancing theater and my fire job and keeping one there and keeping my home life from home and trying to teach the new kids how the cultures change on how to, work and still thrive and not ultimately let this job get to you. And, opening the theater. And I've had, I don't know if you know Jim Brandstatter, he actually proofed it and said this has to be printed out. So we're just waiting on the publisher. But we do have, like I said, kind of a little thing right there. But it's just 40 years of how the culture's changed in a job and the young people that come in and how our job has changed, that you just have to set yourself apart from what you see on this job and mentally try to get through it. And we can see that with our servicemen who are fighting wars still, guys that were in Vietnam. And, PTSD has probably been around, since the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War I, and they called it something else,
Yeah, they just didn't know.
And they didn't know what it was. And I think it affects a lot of people. And so I, that's what I encourage. Like as an actor, I can pretend I'm somebody else all the time and I can leave that job there. And so I can hit the stage and forget about that job, and I was proud to say that, I made it through. And I've been on some things in my career that probably tested me, but I think it goes back to how I was trained by captains at the time. And, when you didn't have stuff like PTSD that was widely spoke about. And I can bring up an example of a Flight 255 when that crashed in our city back in the day. I responded on that. And, guys didn't know what to do. We had a guy put his fire gear on the truck and walk back and quit, but nobody knew how to handle that. You just did the job. You just had to not say nothing, or, if you brought it up, it was a tough man's job, and you can't be that guy right now. Sometimes as a captain, I have to be the first one to cry with my crew or tell them, it's okay to cry or it's okay to talk your feelings, because, you can't have that macho stamp anymore in life. You have to talk if you have a problem, because too many people just resort to a bad thing. So that's what the book is about. It's trying to find something that, helps you get through life.
Yeah. Now, will that be available at bookstores or on Amazon?
I think we're shooting it for Amazon first. Yep. And hopefully we'll have some word on when it's available. Yep.
Yeah. Well, when it is, let me know. Okay.
I sure will.
We'll get you back on talk about
Yeah.
that.
We'll plug it.
Yeah.
You know what else is good is, you and all the first responders, you see such difficult stuff, and you're able to separate the two, which is good, because a lot of them bring that home too.
It does. Yeah. I try not to bring it home. I try to leave my work at work, and I don't want to take my home to work, and I want to be able to take the theater and just pretend I'm somebody else. And I think I've done that. I think I've had a good support group around me. I think that, helps you out, and I've never had that issue. You know when you have to talk, when it could affect somebody. And that's the bad thing. You're with guys on a 24-hour shift, and when you can't, we did have a kid, actually kill himself, and it was horrible. And, you always see it happen to everybody around you, but when it happens to you, and it happens to somebody you're working with, it's like, how and why? And it was a young kid who you would never think that happened. And that's how it is with every case. And, you just feel empty, and there's not a day that goes on that I don't think about that, when I'm at work. And it's just, you want to try to get people through life and be happy, come to theater and find a hobby, when you retire. I think either Mr. Jones said it, it's good to be active. You got to be active.
Yeah.
Once you retire, you go downhill, you can't do that. You got to keep active, you just want to enjoy that you put all that time in working. And so the theater keeps me busy, and I don't know why I got this Belleville job, just because there's young kids there, and my 40 years experience to guide them and lead them, and you just hate to give everything up, so I can still do that on a lesser work schedule. So, and I'm fortunate because City Belleville is a great little city too. So.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
It is.
Dennis Dykman, the carpet guy, carpet cleaner, he says, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
You ever need any carpet cleaning or anything done, contact him. I'll put that up. Annette says, have so much fun in your retirement. Good luck with your book.
Well, come see us at the theater, Annette.
Yeah. Yeah, you all got to come see him. Sometimes it's hard to separate. Yeah, John and I pulled an aunt and two kids from the basement in our early days. That still sticks with me.
Yeah.
Found the kids. Oh,
yeah. And Jerry, was really young and had kids, and I didn't, and it didn't affect me as bad.
Oh,
And, yeah. I mean, Jerry ended up becoming a battalion chief at the airport fire department. He came a long way, and it's just great to, see a kid that, his dad was my little league coach, and we grew up in Romulus, and then we're on the fire department together, and he left us to go there, and he's pushing retirement too. So,
it was nice you guys stay connected like that.
Yeah, you always have those bonds. So
Lee says retirement party.
Oh yeah, at the Hook and Ladder. You guys are invited.
Oh, thanks.
Look for it in July. So
all right.
We'll email you.
Let me know. Well, we'll be there.
Hopefully you're there first in June for the trip to Bountiful first to see the play. So you can set your podcast right up in the lobby. I lost your vibe. Lost you.
Can't hear you, Kerry.
Yeah, your mic's off.
About now.
There he goes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
You can always set up in the lobby and broadcast live there.
Yeah, we've done that before. Yeah. We've done remote before. So
I did a sports show. We used to do that too. So I did a show on Comcast because I did a radio show on for sports, and then change the Comcast. So we would go on location quite a bit. I mean, obviously down in the field a lot, but we would be in locations for sponsors and stuff, and we would do stuff live, and that was fun when you get to talk with the people, and I like that. It's my favorite part.
That's awesome.
I'm kind of a people
For
person.
16 years and 742 episodes. So
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's
enjoy
crazy.
it.
That's
Enjoy it.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So look,
awesome.
John, before I let you go, what's next for Hook and Ladder Theater, and how can listeners get involved or come out to support? And what about maybe volunteer positions?
Yeah, like I said, we go into rehearsal in middle of April for the trip to Bountiful. We'll have a month of rehearsal. Really tough, hard schedule. Normally we have 3 months of rehearsal, but we've got our scripts, so that'll be the first 2 weeks of June. We do have the horror movie night, but yeah, people can. There's a number right there. You can always contact me. You can go on our Facebook site, message us there. Volunteers. We always have house workers, and you can work concessions. You could just work the door, and then you get to see the show for free. And then once a year, we do a party for all our house workers. So come this year around Christmas. Obviously, we're nothing without our volunteers that want to come in and work the house, but you get to see a free show, and it's great for seniors because they can interact with the public, and they can either sell popcorn or they can just pass out flyer or programs, and mostly just sit and see a show. And
Great.
it's great. And we respect them and say, once a year we're going to close the theater and we're going to cater some food, and it's going to be around Christmas time for we can give out little gifts and everything.
Yeah.
And it's fun. So yeah, you can contact us at that number or on our Facebook page.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Annette McNeil, I surely will come to your theater.
Yes. We love the name too. It's pretty catchy. We got the best swag in town. You can see that emblem right there. So look.
See that? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes. And we have coasters, we have shirts, we have tote bags. So we have good stuff. Coffee cups.
Awesome. Well, we'll definitely make it out there. Mike, you need to get the Kiwanians out there as well.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Nice little field trip.
Well, on Trip to Bountiful, it's Friday, Saturday at 7. It'd be a Sunday show at 2, and we'll definitely give you guys some tickets. So we'll get you out there, and then hopefully you can talk about it after.
All right, John, we appreciate it.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Thanks again for coming out and taking the time. I know you're a busy guy. Please keep in touch and come back anytime when that book gets published.
Yeah.
We'll mention that as well, okay?
Yeah, anytime you need me.
Yeah, and also whenever you have any events or fundraisers, please send the details to me
Okay.
for a flyer, and we'll get that out for you.
I sure will.
At the end of the show with all the community events.
All right.
Okay?
I appreciate it.
All right, you take care, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, nice talking to you guys.
Night.
All right.
All right. Wow. There you go. Hook and Ladder Theater Company, 35255 Goddard Road in Romulus. You can contact John at 734-740-1192. Check it out. You won't be sorry. Be cool.
It must be west of the airport.
Yeah, I think he's out there. Yeah, not too far, for sure. All right, we're going to get Joe Bartley in here now with some tax talk for you. Get that up. And then Mike's going to close out the show with some community events.
Absolutely.
Stand by for Joe.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tax Talk with Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. I'm Joe, and I'm here to give you a little bit of tax advice and try to lead you in the right direction. So the official, what most people consider the official end of tax season is coming up quickly. It's April 15th. Now, if you haven't made that appointment or dropped off your taxes, you probably want to do that. Now, at this point, many tax preparers are not guaranteeing that it will be done by April 15th. So it's not the end of the world. You can do an extension. There is no problem whatsoever doing an extension to file your taxes. Now, if you do file an extension, remember that that is an extension to file and not an extension to pay. So if you usually owe or you think you're going to owe, you want to send in an estimated payment along with that extension. So how do you do that? Well, So if typically you owe about $500, you probably want to send about $500 with the extension. Now, when you file the extension, that gives you until October to actually file your return. So you're better off, instead of rushing through it, especially if you're not sure if you have your paperwork, to take your time and be able to do that. The IRS does not look down on you or anything like that because you file an extension. So that's kind of a old folklore that you increase your chance of an audit with doing an extension, and that is 100% not true. Okay, the IRS doesn't care as long as they're hearing from you. They're okay with you. So get that extension in if you haven't done your taxes yet. Don't stress over it. And of course, I don't recommend people wait till October then, but obviously it gives you a lot more time. So that's an important thing. The other thing to remember is if you owe, you want to try to get that paid by April 15th. Now, the IRS, they are still taking checks even though they're not mailing them out. So they will still take a check. However, they are strongly encouraging everyone to send it in either when you send in your taxes through the tax software program, or to go online, irs.gov, and do it. So get that done. I recommend people doing that a little bit earlier than the April 15th deadline, just to double check to make sure that your bank actually took it out, because you don't want to end up having to pay extra penalty and interest because of a little slip up here or there. So that's important. If you cannot pay, if you're not going to have the money to where you can pay it, send them something. Okay? Obviously, as much as you can, because the longer you wait, the more penalty and interest it's going to incur. But send them something. They will at some point then, probably within 6 weeks or so, send you an application for a payment plan. And then you can work out a payment plan with them. So at least keep them in your thoughts. Make sure that they know what you're doing and you're not trying to just kind of hide under a rug somewhere. So that's my tax talk for this week. We're getting down to the nitty gritty here. So I hope you all have a great week, and I appreciate you listening to me. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Joe. Good information as always from Joe Bartley from J&J Tax Talk. Let me just mention some of the people that are in there tonight watching. I want to give a shout out to them. We have Heather Lundgren. We have Dennis Dykman, the carpet cleaner. Lisa Shore, Dan Bartley from DST Sports. Lee Zimmerman, April Barrett, Mrs. Chat, Jamie Watts. We have Annette McNeil, Michael Bingo. Captain Steve Ray from the Garden City Fire Department just joined us. And let's see, who else? Oh, boy, if I miss anybody, I apologize, but there's quite a few in there. Jerry Hollis, I mentioned him earlier. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying the show, and come back next week. We really appreciate it. Okay, we're going to get Mike in here now with some community events. Right, Mike?
Yes, sir.
All right, stand by, my friend.
Well,
That'll be the day.
when you say goodbye,
That'll be the day.
Time for some
when you
community
make
announcements.
my
So let's get Mike in here.
You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die.
All right, good job.
What you got for us? Lucky Squirrel, May 16th, July 18th, and September 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. 10 by 10 spots are $25 per event. New this year, registration can be done online. So register now.
Yep, register now.
Open gym. We are open from 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. There's a bunch of kids in there today.
Yeah.
When we were there for the Easter party. Punch cards, drop-ins. I can't read the fine print on the prices and so forth, but Take advantage of it. It's a really nice facility now.
Yeah, it's very nice. $30 for 15 visits, 60 for 15 visits non-resident. Drop-in, $3 drop-in residents, $6 drop-in non-residents.
Thank you.
Yep.
Straight Farmhouse. They have a plethora of events. It's 6221 Merriman Road in Garden City. They're open for tours on Wednesdays and Saturdays from noon to 3. For information, go to www.straightfarmhouse.org.
Yeah, she'll be on our show next week. Kim.
Yeah. Easter weekend hours at City Hall will be closed on Friday. Radcliffe Center and Garden City Ice Arena will be open on Friday and Saturday.
Oh, that's good.
Good Friday and
People can go over there and socialize.
carpet cleaning. You talked about Dennis earlier. He's does tile, grout, hardwood floor, upholstery cleaning. Contact him at 734-299-6496.
Yep.
Thrift shop. New hours are Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from
9 to 2.
9 to 2. Thank you very much.
Yep. Steve Ray says fire department will be open over the holidays.
Yeah, that's good to know. If my gout kicks up and I fall on the floor again, I'll be glad to have them available.
He also says stage experience, Oklahoma, West Side Story, Guys and Dolls, and 42nd Street, 35 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Get some experience.
Yeah.
John, I want him.
Ace Masonry, 30 years experience, brick, block, and stone. Jay Piner is the owner. Contact him at 734-469-0633.
Yep.
Okay, the Forum Fitness Center at 34250 Ford Road in Westland is aquatic classes. Monday and Friday, there are water aerobics at 8:30 a.m. Tuesday, they have Aqua Hit at 8:30 a.m. Wednesday, they have water aerobics at 6:15 p.m. And Thursday, they have Aqua Combat at 7:30 p.m.
That sounds lethal.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Schedule for opening play, birthday parties, and field trips are now available.
Yep. Inspiration Station.
Yep.
Yeah, scan that QR code right there and take you right to their website.
Okay, drop-in pickleball. Saturdays. What is that?
Started March 21st.
And 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yep.
$3 per person, I guess.
Yeah. No pickleball on April 4th, April 25th, or May 2nd.
Yeah. Parents' night out. $20 per child, $10 per sibling. Ages 5 to 12. They have games, crafts, and pizza to amuse the kids on April 3rd, which is tomorrow. Fridays from 5:30 to 9 o'clock p.m. Any questions, call 734-793-1850.
Yeah, I have a feeling this won't be the last one. This is pretty popular.
Yeah.
Give the parents a break.
Spring Reefs, April 4th, 2 to 4 p.m. Sign up today at the Garden City Public Library, 31735 Maplewood Street, 734-793-1830.
Yeah.
Easter breakfast. This is this Saturday from 9 to 11, $8 per resident, $12 per non-residents. It's going to be at the Maplewood Center. I'm going to try to work that, but I don't know if I could get up by 9 o'clock and get over there by 9 o'clock or not.
That's pretty early.
Yeah, there's a lot of Kiwanis, I think, going to try to help out.
Yeah.
The helicopter drop Easter egg hunt is Unity and the Community Committee at the Inkster Task Force Unity and Community Committee. Hop on over for sure. It's April 4th at 11 a.m. That's Easter or the day before Easter at 29150 Carlisle Avenue in Inkster, Michigan.
Free lunch, Easter baskets,
Yeah, wow.
free to all.
Compost resumes on April 6th. I was talking to somebody today that had their whole garage filled with compost. They're just waiting for April 6th.
Yeah, a lot of people wait.
Compost must be out.
Yeah.
Strength and stretch aerobics. Wednesdays, April 8th through May 13th from 5:30 to 6:30. $3 for residents, $5 for non-residents.
Yep, at the Rag Club.
Dueling Pianos fundraiser, April 11th. Tickets are $25. Hey, benefits Haven of Love Dog Rescue. 30-50 raffle or 50-50 raffles.
Yeah, this is at the Dearborn Heights Moose Lodge.
Okay. Mom to Mom sale, April 11th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Admission is $1. Early bird admission is $2. So if you want to get your first crack at all the goodies, you should show up at 8:30 and pay $2.
Yeah, at Maplewood.
Thank you. Neighborhood Watch. The next one meeting is April 14th. It's in Garden City Police Department. Second Tuesday of every month, 7 p.m.
Yep.
Detroit Institute of Arts trip. Light snacks and water is included. It only costs you $5, and you get to see all the great art at the Detroit Institute of Art. They provide a free bus, I think, and
yeah.
So for $5, that's quite a deal.
Mrs. Chat and her Bunko club's going to this.
Really?
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
Yeah, it's nice. Good deal.
Westland Public Library has music bingo, 60s and 70s, 6123 Central City Parkway on Wednesday, April 22nd at 6 p.m. in the program room, AB.
Captain Ray says whenever they do those egg drops, it reminds me of the WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh, where they drop the turkey.
No.
Who couldn't believe those birds couldn't fly? That was good.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, Steve.
Polish platter, Sunday, April 26th, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., $20 per person. Who's sponsoring this?
PLAV Post in Dearborn Heights.
Okay. Looks pretty good, the food there. Frozen, the Broadway musical presented by the Garden City Theater program, will be on Friday, April 24th at 7 p.m., Saturday, April 25th at 2 p.m., and Sunday, April 26th at 2 p.m.
Yeah, let me see if I can read the ticket prices. It's so small. Online, $16 for adults, $14 for students, military, and seniors. And at the door, there'll be $18. And the box office opens 90 minutes before the show.
They have set seats. It's not open seats. You just.
Oh, yeah, general seating.
Yeah. Shine a light on autism, acceptance walk and event, Saturday, April 25th from 3 to 6 at Central City Parkway, 1901 North Carlson Street.
Yeah, we talked about this last week, remember, with Rob Dreswicki.
Yeah. Royal Baby Shower, Saturday, May 2nd from 2 to 3 p.m. for the news members of the cast community. That's in Detroit, right?
Yes, it's at 8000 Woodward in Detroit, Historic Metropolitan United Methodist Church.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Mother's Day Craft Show, Saturday, May 9th,
Mhm.
from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is
Methodist
at
Church.
the First United Methodist Church,
Yeah.
6445 Merriman Road in Garden City.
Right across from Parsons.
Okay. You're invited to a spring picnic and open house. Great time is planned. This is on Friday, May 15th from 4 to 6.
Yeah, this is better from the Penricton Center for the Blind Children.
Yeah, I got to get that lady to speak at a Kiwanis meeting.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah, she'd be a good. She's a great talker for sure.
Yeah. And it's a great program.
Do some wonderful things.
Yep. Adult Co-ed Kickball League season starts May 15th.
Yep.
Friday nights from 6:30 to 10:30,
Mhm.
8 games and playoffs.
Yep. Register now.
25th Annual Autos for Autism Car Show is going to be on Monday, June 15th from 4 to 9 at Garden City Middle School.
Yep.
Bonnie and the Working Girls will be providing some of the music. Carrie will be judging. I'll be counting the judges' stuff to see who actually wins all the prizes.
Yeah, it's a good time. Good time for sure.
Yep.
And some beautiful cars, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
To judge them, it's hard. You can't pick just one.
And all we have to do in my room is tally the judges' stuff. Music in the Park. Garden City Business Alliance presents Music in the Park. It's going to be on June 18th with the Ones and Twos, on July 16th with Smith Factor, and August 20th with St. John Smith. Shop at our Bisbee vendor event from 4 to 9. Band start at 6:30.
And that's all I have for now.
Oh gosh, we got a new marketplace, a new senior echo. So
Yeah, I
let
got
me just
place.
quickly thumb through that and see if there's anything that we've missed. Westlands Farmer Market is Thursdays from May 15th to October 15th at
Here's
North
the
Carlisle.
If you haven't got it yet, that's the front cover.
Yeah.
And Gail, his wife, do a fantastic job.
The
Check it
Step
out.
Thrift Store and Donation Center has an Earth Day sale on April 22nd from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. for 50% off this entire store. April is Autism Acceptance Month.
Yes.
You did Frozen, you did Open Skate at the Garden City Ice Arena.
Mhm.
Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 12 to 1:20 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and from 1 to 2:20 on Saturdays, and from 12 to 1:20 on Sundays. $7 for kids, $8 for adults. Ties and tiaras, daddy-daughter dance on April 18th from 5 to 7 at the Radcliffe Center. St. Thomas has one last Friday tomorrow for their world famous fish fry.
Yeah, it's winding down.
Yeah. Okay, we already talked about Frozen.
Yeah. A lot of stuff going on now.
And Nature Explorers, outdoor activities, Tuesdays, April 14th to May 19th from 5:30 to 6, and Thursdays, April 16th to May 21st from 10:30 to, 11:15.
Wings are actually winning 2-1 in the second.
They are? Really? How are the Pistons doing?
Checking that out right now.
I'm about ready to give up on the Wings.
Yeah, me too. Ooh, Pistons. End of the third quarter, 80-79.
Oh,
Timberwolves.
hell.
Close.
Yeah, we can still win that one. Even
Oh, yeah.
without Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, they're doing fantastic.
Wayne Westland Relay for Life, give cancer the boot on June 6th
Yeah, don't
from
jinx
11 a.m. to midnight at the Westland Farmers Market
it. Uh-huh.
in Tanton Park. A used book sale at the Garden City Public Library, April 20th to 22nd from 10 to 7, and April 23rd from 10 to 5. Books by the bag on are $5 per bag. Oh, Pancakes with the Princess on Saturday, April 25th. Ticket price includes all you can eat pancakes, sausage, bacon, and assorted beverages.
I don't know if I mentioned Derek Parton from DSD Sports. He's in there too watching.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. I know Danny, I did.
Okay, yoga, March 7th to April 25th, 8-week session. 9:30 to 10:30, $6 per residence, $7 for non-residents at Radcliffe Center. Music and movement for ages 18 months to 4 years, $40 per resident, $45 per non-residents. It's on Tuesdays from 10 to 10:45 and Thursdays from 5:30 to 6:15, and runs from April 14th to May 28th. It's a 7 weeks session.
Is that it?
No, shoot, no.
Oh,
I'm only on page 9.
oh geez.
Save the date, for the Wayne Road Cruise from June 16th, and Cruise and Hines from August 23rd.
Mhm.
Want to congratulate the fire department on their win over the police department and in their annual skate.
Yeah.
After school tutoring. It's free all school year from session 1 begins at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. and session 2 from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Right.
Cardio drumming, Thursday, 7:15 to 8:15 from April 9th to May 21st. Price is $5 per residence, $7 per non-residents. Inspire Theater's got a new play, No Stone Unturned.
Yeah, we got to give him a shout out.
Yeah,
Fisher.
Len Fisher.
Yeah.
Okay, that does it for the marketplace. Let me see if there's anything else that's in a senior echo other than there's all kinds of bingos, which we've participated in the last 2 luncheons, and the closest I came was 1 square from winning one of the 10 bingos.
Captain Ray said the food pantry was the real winner in the hockey game.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
good.
they did. Don't. Red Hat Society, Tops meetings, Mother's Day lunch we just had, Easter's lunch. Oh, Mother's Day lunch is coming up on May 7th, Thursday at 12 p.m.
Mhm.
There's an Easter egg hunt over at the Radcliffe Center on Saturday. I think that starts at 9 o'clock. Garden City Fire Department wants you to know that they still have a few smoke detectors, and
Yeah,
that,
out and install them for you.
yeah, they'll bring them over, install them, and everything.
Yeah. How much are the Mother's Day tickets?
They are $20 a piece,
Okay.
and we just bought ours today after the Easter lunch, which was good. They had a nice little catered lunch. As usual, I didn't win any bingos. Yeah, that's about it for those. But I do have a couple other things.
Yeah. What do you-
Breakfast with the Easter Bunny, as I said, is tomorrow. begins at 9 o'clock over at the Radcliffe Center.
Okay.
And this is an announcement about the Garden City Lions. They're founded in 1954.
Mm-hmm.
It's proud 70 years of service to the community. However, our membership numbers have been dwindling and the club is on the precipice of closing. We are in need of new members to continue our long-standing legacy of service to the Garden City community. This is your chance to get involved.
Okay. How do they do that?
Contact Stan over at Garden City Administration building for the schools.
Okay.
He'll let you know. Let's see if I got a phone number for Stan on this. No, I don't have one.
Okay. That it?
That's it.
All right. Lots going on, that's for sure. And with that said,
Absolutely.
I think we're ready to call this a podcast.
Podcast.
Hey, a huge thank you to John Thiede from the Hook and Ladder Theater Company. There's his contact information, 35255 Goddard Road in Romulus, Michigan, 734-740-1194. It's an
That was very interesting.
actual fire station, I think from 1952. They did a lot of work there, and please go out and support them. We're going to try and get out there too and see.
Yeah, he said he'd get us some tickets. Didn't he?
Yeah, he said stop, let them know.
Yep.
Also, thank you to Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. We want to put his information up as well. There's his information, Joe Bartley. You can contact him at joe@jnjtaxesandmore.com, 734-523-8291. And the tax season's right around the corner.
Yeah, not quite right around the corner is opening day at Tiger Stadium or
Yes.
Comerica Park.
Yes, so get to
Yep.
sleep. For more, let's see. Mike, I want to thank you too. Great job as always.
You're welcome.
Remember, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight on Facebook, so we hope you'll catch it at your convenience, especially if you tuned in late tonight by going to facebook.com/GCChat, and feel free to share the show with your friends as well. Also, catch us on our YouTube channel. Just search for the Garden City Community Chat Show, and you'll find not only this show, but all our past shows as well. And please hit that subscribe button. We would appreciate it. And at the end of all of our shows, myself and Mike, we'd like to thank all the healthcare workers, first responders, police and fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We can't thank you enough. Be safe, and we want you to know that you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And whenever you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. Any final thoughts, Mike?
There's still a lot of illnesses and so forth around. Get vaccinated.
Friggin' flu is running
Yeah.
again.
Yeah,
Measles.
there's
All
a
right.
new COVID strain. There's measles.
COVID's still around.
Yep.
Remember, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. And please don't hesitate. Vaccinate. Like Mike said, remember, you're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting others as well. And Mike, if you see something,
Say something.
exactly, we need to look out for one another. That's for sure. So we hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for listening. If you would like to contact any of us here at the chat, once again, our email is gccommunitychat@gmail.com. We do like to hear from our listeners. Let us know how we're doing, what you'd like to see more of. And we'll see you next week, April 9th, when our good friend Kim Marquette from the Straight Farmhouse Museum is going to be here. She's
Got
going
some
to
good shows coming up.
all the plethora of things going on over there. We'll be here live right here on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks again supporting us every Thursday night. We really appreciate it. Don't forget, you can follow us on Facebook. Once again, that's facebook.com/GCChat. And on our YouTube channel, just search for the Garden City Community Chat Show. Let me see. Oh, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate that.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. Be safe. And take care of one another. That's for sure. And we'll see you right back here live next week. Mike, take care.
Okay, you too, Kerry.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
All right. Thank you, everybody, once again for supporting us every Thursday night. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next week with Kim Marquette from the Straight Farmhouse Museum. She's got a lot of events I'm sure she'll be talking about. She'll give us an update on the new gazebo that they're wanting to get over there. So hope to see you next Thursday night at 8 p.m. right here on Facebook.com/GC Chat. Take care and good night.